What's up YouTube? My name is Caleb Rain and today we're going to be looking at what I'm going to travel with when I go to Thailand here in a couple days. Let's get into it. Welcome back. My name is Caleb Rain and I'm a photographer and filmmaker, and today we're going to be looking at what I'm going to be packing into my Lowepro camera bag here that I'm going to be taking with me to Thailand. I use a Lowepro backpack. It's the Lowepro Pro Runner 450. It's actually one of the older ones. It's not the Mark II, it's one of the older ones. I've had it for years, and it's just it's a beautiful bag. I love it. It can fit a lot of gear in, and it's just wonderful. So let's open it up here and let's look in and see what I'm going to be traveling with. First of all, let's talk about the camera body. The camera body that I'm using is the 1DX Mark II, and this is a great camera. It's going to be my main camera for this trip, my only camera actually. I'm only going to be taking one camera on this trip with me, yeah, it's a beast of a camera, and I'm sure all of you filmmakers out there know what it is and know what it can do, but yeah, it's a workhorse. Next lens that I'm going to be taking with me, my longer telephoto lens, is going to be the 70-200 2.8 IS Mark II Canon. It's a beautiful lens again. So that's the main two. That's the camera, and the lens is actually attached to the camera, just in my bag. But then another lens I'm gonna be taking with me is the Sigma 18-35 f1.8. And you might be thinking, well, that's a crop sensor lens, right? Yes, it is. And but it works great when you shoot 4K on the 1DX Mark II. It has that little bit of a 1.3 crop to it, and so this lens is beautiful for that. So great lens, highly recommend it. Also, it's pretty cheap. I got this around $650 for a 1.8 aperture lens. That's pretty impressive. So 18-35 from Sigma. Another lens I'm taking on this trip, I'm actually renting this lens, is the 50mm 1.4 from Sigma. It's also a beautiful lens. It's great for video. It's great for photography. Just overall, it's a beautiful lens. Everyone should have a 50 in their bag, and I actually need to buy one, but for this trip I rented it. The other lens I'm going to be taking, more of a photography-centric lens, because I do a lot of Instagram photography, wide angle, landscapes and stuff, and that is the good old 17-40 f4 from Canon. I've had this lens for years. It's plastic, it's pretty cheap sounding, but it's great. It takes great pictures. Of course, it's L-glass still, so great quality. And yeah, it's what I use for a lot of my landscape photography. So that's the body and the lenses that I'm taking. So 4 lenses and 1 body. Next up, why don't we talk about my drone. The drone I'm taking is the DJI Mavic Air. You all know what it looks like. It's a great little drone. DJI Mavic Air, I have 3 batteries for it. I think that should be good enough for what I'm going to be shooting over there. So, and I also have obviously the controller. Can't fly these drones without the controller, so make sure you have one of those. So yeah, that's the drone I travel with. I have a couple of 32 gig SD cards, micro SD cards for that. I recommend getting smaller size SD cards, just in case, and then replacing them more often, because the last thing you want is to have a 128 gig micro SD card, and then one time you crash it and you hadn't saved the footage you'd gotten last time you flew. So the smaller the SD, the micro SD cards, you can replace them out easier. Make sure you have that footage in case the drone, plays up or whatever. Next piece, let's talk about this. This is a 5-inch 1080p monitor. It's great for just sticking on the 1DX there. If I'm doing interviews and I need a different angle to be able to look at my camera, I'm not going to be right behind the camera, or whatever the situation is. It's great to have that. It's great for if I'm doing talking head vlogs like this. I can spin the monitor around and see myself for that. Great piece of kit. It's pretty cheap too. I got it on B&H for $200. I think it goes for $300. I was able to get it on a discount, but it's again a great value for a little monitor. Of course, the big old 1DX battery chargers. Then now let's get into audio equipment. Audio equipment that I'm going to be using. Taking the little Rode Video Micro. That's literally just to put on top of the 1DX for interviews, just so I can get better audio outside of the in-body audio. But the main audio I'm using for any kind of interviews is the Sennheiser microphones, and I forget the name of them. I'll link stuff down below. But yeah, the Sennheiser microphones, it's just a lapel mic, and they work really good. This will be actually my first trip with them, but I've done some testing here at home. I've used other people's ones on projects before, and it's a great wireless microphone. This is what I'm going to be using for recording my audio. This is the Zoom H5 field recorder. It's a great little field recorder. Just plug straight into the microphone, and away you go. So that is my audio equipment. Now, of course, I'm going to be traveling overseas to foreign countries, so you always are going to need to bring some adapters. I've got 2 of them, just to plug things in. The other piece of kit that I'm taking for this trip is the Aputure light. This thing is so cool. I'm going to show you it here. I'm going to pull it out of the bag here. It's a tiny little LED light. If I turn it on for you, you can see how bright this thing is. It's pretty bright, and I don't think that's even the brightest. And then you can have this, you can change the temperature of the light itself, make it colder and obviously warmer. You can boost it to be even brighter. And it's just a great, accent light if you're doing interviews or whatever the situation is. It's wonderful. So again, a tiny little light just for travel. If you're doing something, where you can have more room to be able to take stuff, then maybe you can get a bigger light. But for just very quick, on the go travel, it's a great light for that. Hard drives. I'm taking 2 4TB hard drives plus a SSD, which I'll show you in a second. But I just use mainly for all my stuff. I use Western Digital or Seagate or whatever. This time I have a Western Digital. Bright yellow so that I won't forget it. Also, this is what goes with my computer pretty much everywhere. It's a 4TB lacy rugged USB-C drive. And literally, as I said, that goes everywhere with my computer. It's basically just an extension of my computer with files and photos and everything on that. So, also to do with audio, I have these here. These are Bose Bluetooth headphones. They also have a cable, so I can plug it right into my Zoom recorder. So you can, hear audio and make sure everything's good with audio. Of course, 1DX batteries. I'm gonna have 4 of them on this trip. And also for the monitor, I have just some regular Canon LP6 batteries and a battery charger for that, because that's what this monitor here takes. So I think that's pretty much everything that's in my bag. Of course, I have cables, I have CFast cards and a CF card for the 1DX. You should probably have at least enough media to last you, I would say, 1 to 2 days without having to dump footage. That's kind of my rule of thumb. You don't know what situations you're going to be in, especially if it's going to be, you might lose power and not be able to back stuff up on your computer to a hard drive, or whatever the case might be. It's good just to have batteries and media for at least 2 days of shooting. So yeah, I think that's pretty much everything. The computer I use is a MacBook Pro. It's a 2016 model. Just the 15-inch MacBook Pro. It serves me great. It's the top specs one. And yeah, it works great. I can even add 4K on the road with it if I need to. I just have to, I can't run it at full resolution playback. But then a few more things in this top pouch. Computer charger, make sure you bring that with you. I also have, I'm gonna have 2 of these, but 10,000 milliamp hour batteries for charging up your phone. They're USB, so they could charge up that portable light that I showed you, or the microphones, or just basically anything with a USB cable this can charge up. And they're a great accessory just to bring with you to make sure, that you're always good to go on charge and everything. So well, I think that pretty much concludes the video, what I'm going to be taking with me there to Thailand. So yeah, if you have any more questions about anything that I mentioned in this video, feel free just to comment down below. Please like the video if you enjoyed it. Give me a subscribe, turn on post notifications so that you know when I post new videos out there in Thailand, these vlogs and different things. So I think that's everything. So hope you enjoyed this video. We'll catch you next time. Peace.